that.
Okay. Well, man, we're getting right into it because I have some serious ass questions for you, sir. So,
Wow.
first thing I want to talk to you about. We talked about it a little bit on the podcast last night, and you heard it. Ryan Fitzmagic's out with COVID. You guys are in a winning scenario. Tua, can he do it? In your opinion, what do you think?
To be honest with you, Eric, I think he can. I mean, he's had his struggles this year, you know, but I think that he can really do it. I think he's going to come out today and prove to everyone that he's the quarterback who the Dolphins drafted.
Do you think he'll be if he loses this game? Do you still think that what's his name, Brian Flores? Do you think he takes a chance on him next year still?
Oh yeah, he believes in Tua. Um, it's just in the NFL, it's a learning process, Eric. You're not just going to jump in there and be a Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers or you know Tony
Yeah,
Romo or somebody like that. It's going to take time for him to learn, and I think this year they threw him out there just to get his feet wet a little bit. And this year just came a little bit different, because we're playing good football right now.
yeah,
So, we're
and
winning and everybody's loving it. So why
and that's
not
what
throw
I
him
was
out there?
thinking too. Is like, I don't know if you guys were in the situation that you guys were normally in, like not fighting for playoffs. Like you guys have been a mid team probably the last 5 to 6 years. If you guys were playing that kind of ball, I think it'd be a completely different conversation that we're having about Tua and Fitzpatrick right now. But since you guys are doing good and have the keys to get into playoffs and stuff like that, I don't know. It's different. It's a different story, man.
Yeah. And I think they know that this is probably Fitzpatrick's last year, playing. So, why
Yeah,
not take a chance on Tua? You got to see what you got.
I
So
get
I
it.
think that's why they threw him out there.
I feel it, and he's cold. I mean, he went before Justin Herbert and all them, so there's obviously a reason that he got drafted in the top 5 or whatever before some quarterbacks did. Um, Another question I have for you is: you guys play the Bills today, right?
Yes.
Are they sitting anybody? Are they sitting Josh Allen and all them?
Josh Allen, I just got done watching a little bit of ESPN. Josh Allen is playing. Stephon Diggs is playing. The only big name I heard that was out was Tre'Davious White, the corner.
Okay, the DB, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, do you guys think you can do it? Like, I don't know. That's obviously one of the best teams in the AFC in a whole. Not even in your guys' division. Um, and yeah, you guys are good. I think you guys are what, like 2 games behind them.
Yeah. Two
Yeah,
games
two
behind
two
him.
games behind them. I don't know. I think you guys can do it too. I just think you guys need to really be playing today. You guys need to play how you guys usually have been playing because you guys have games where you guys come out and just don't look as good. Like the game against Denver, you guys look like shit.
Oh, believe me, Eric, I was at that game and oh boy, it was horrible. They just came out and played flat. I mean, the one thing Tua needs to do, he has to get the ball down the field. I mean, I know probably Flores and the coaching staff, they probably got a game plan for Tua, telling him, protect the ball. And that's the number one thing that you want in a quarterback is you want him to protect that ball. You don't want turnovers. You don't want any bad things happening, interceptions and stuff like that. But he's gonna have to, cut the rope on Tua and let him throw the ball down the field. Get it to
I feel it.
Gesicki, get it Parker today. Um, Isaiah Ford is up from the practice squad. Mac Hollins, he has some receivers and one or two good ends, but they got to cut the rope and let him throw it downfield.
I get it. Um, I don't know. Is there? So we were talking last night about receivers that could go to Miami potentially. I said Julio. You said hell no. I'm gonna
Ooh.
ask you a little bit more in depth about that. Why do you think Julio wouldn't fit in Miami? Why do you think that?
I don't necessarily think that he wouldn't fit. I just don't. Julio, just like one of your friends was saying, I think it was Jello who said it. He's hurt. He's hurt. I mean, that's where we're hurting at on this roster on the offense. I think, from the draft where we drafted 3 rookie offensive linemen,
Hmm.
you know, we need to focus on more on the receiving part and the running back part of the offense. And I think the receiving part is going to come first because you got Devontae Smith coming out. I mean,
Yeah.
we have to find somebody. I'm not necessarily saying draft Devontae Smith, but we got to find some decent free agents to get in there to go along with Devontae Parker.
Yeah, you got to have more than just one
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
And in my personal opinion, Devontae Parker isn't the guy. Gasecki is. Gasecki is that dude at tight end. He's a
He
beast.
he is the dude at tight end. Coming out of Penn State. He was. A lot of people didn't like him where the
Mhm.
Dolphins drafted him at. But I thought, that he was going to work out pretty good, and he has so far.
Yeah.
But like I said, we need to just find somebody to go along with Parker. We need a number 2, or possibly make Parker a number 2 and bring in a number 1.
Yeah, because Parker would be a great number 2. He's definitely got number 1 ability. So if you put him at like the slot or that number 2 position, he would be tearing those corners up.
Yeah.
We'll flip it around to the defensive side of the ball. You guys have been looking good on defense all year. I think it's Xavier Howard or whatever who's the best DB in the NFL to me.
X-Man, get it right.
Yeah.
X-Man.
Howard is crazy, and then you guys got Byron Jones and then a bunch of other players on top of it.
Yeah.
Are you feeling good about this defense for the future?
From last to first, I can't say anything about it. X-Man is having a hell of a season. What I think he has 9 interceptions, 9 or 10
Yeah, and it's like
interceptions,
one in the last 6 games apiece.
Yeah. Byron Jones is playing good on the other side. I just wish he would come up with a little bit more, more INTs on his part, as much money as that we're paying him. And, hopefully we can get X-Man to redo his contract and keep them both there for a long time.
I feel it. Justin said, "Get it right," with a bunch of laughing faces. I know I need to get it right. From a Dallas fan and Byron Jones being an ex-Dallas Cowboy, I'll tell you this much: we had him for like 4 years, and he got 2 picks in 4 years.
Yeah.
Like that's his problem. Is he's a great defender. He can knock the ball down. He can make tackles. He's a baller, but he's just not a ball hawk like Xavier Howard and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was my thing coming into it too. When they signed him, I was worried about that because just like you said, they were talking about how many picks he's had in so many years. Why are you going to pay somebody $84 million and you haven't had a pick in what was it 3-4 years, something like that?
Yeah.
So it's working out right now. But last week it didn't look too good against Nelson Aguilar, I think it was, who got him deep and stuff like that. But he is a great player. He is a great player. Don't get me wrong. And I think he fits Brian Flores' defense to a T.
I agree with that. I think he's a great player for Miami. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel like not every cornerback is an interception artist like Howard is. And Howard's just crazy. He's a ball hawk for sure. He'll go get the ball wherever it's at.
Howard is a lockdown corner. That's the kind of corners that I love. I mean, you can match him up against anybody. You can put him, against anybody. You can put him up with CeeDee Lamb, any of the veteran receivers in this league, and he's going to put a lock on them. You know? And I love that, and I believe it was the last week 3 when we played Buffalo, they didn't have X-Man, I think it was. And they put the rookie up against him, Imbignat. I can't even say his name. But
I know you're from Auburn.
Yeah, they put him up against Stephon Diggs, and Stephon Diggs killed his ass. So it's going to be interesting today how much Diggs plays and, X-Man going up against him.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good matchup. Like Justin said, game to watch. It's definitely a game to watch, not even for the fact that it's a win-and-in scenario. It's the fact that it's 2 good teams in the same division going against each other in Week 17. I got a little question for you. I'm going to put you in a little bit of a scenario right now. So say today it comes down to the wire. It comes down to literally one of the last drives of the game, and you need to either score the ball or stop them from scoring. Are you more comfortable with Miami's offense on the field in that situation or Miami's defense in the field in that situation?
I would have to say the defense. I mean, the defense has been carrying the team all year long. Defensive special teams have been doing it for us. Don't get me wrong. I think the offense has been doing some things to get this team moving, but I think the defense. So I'd rather be on defense trying to stop them.
I feel it. So 45 seconds left. Josh Allen's on the 25. You would rather your defense be on the field?
Yes, sir. No doubt about it. Because he's going to have to throw the ball because they don't have, they got decent running backs, but their running game isn't that strong. So he's going to have to throw the ball. They don't have Cole Beasley today. He's out. I think Josh Brown is coming back for him. I'm not for sure. But he's coming back, so we'll see what happens with that. But I'm not too worried about that because, that's all we got to do is throw Byron on him. And X is going to be on Diggs. So, yeah, I'm going with my defense.
I feel it. I actually truly think Miami can win the game today and get into the fucking playoffs. Justin said defense wins games. We've always been taught that. D wins championships.
hey, ever since I've coached you guys, it's always been about the defense.
It's
And
very
now
true.
me being at the high school level coaching, being a DC, hey, that's what it's all about, because hey, my defenses, I love them. And one guy I mentor myself off is Brian Flores. Brian Flores has, I've been watching him for years now, and the way I ran my defense this year is exactly the way he's running his. Or actually, I should change that around. I'm running my defense the way he runs his.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing. Shit, you guys, and we'll talk a little bit about Fountain for Carson real quick. You're a defensive coordinator for the Fountain for Carson High School C Squad team. What did you guys go this year? What was it, 6-0?
Finished 6-0. Yes. Yep.
6-0 in a
6-0.
COVID year. It doesn't matter if you're C Squad, JV, varsity. 6-0 is impressive. Everyone who's ever played sports or coached sports knows that an undefeated season means a lot, no matter what level you're at. So let me ask you a little bit about that. You're obviously one of the best C Squad coaches they have at Fountain for Carson. If you got an opportunity, and we've talked about this before, if you got an opportunity to go ahead and move up a level or two, say if it was even at the JV level, or say you got an offer from like a JUCO level or something
Yeah.
like that, would you take it? Do you think you're ready to take it, or are you just comfortable at the C Squad level? Is that more you?
Don't get me wrong. I think anybody would jump and take the opportunity to move to JUCO. Me being honest with you guys, I'm not ready to go that far up. I would I would most definitely take a position at the JV level if it was offered to me and stuff like that. But down in Fountain, we got, I think it's 18 coaches, and they're all great coaches. They're all great coaches. So, I'm not trying to step on anybody's feet. I'm staying right where I'm at, where I am at the freshman level. And, I enjoy it down there. I love being around kids. I love being around these coaches. I love the whole program that Coach Novotny has down there at Fountain Fort Carson High School.
I feel it. And I actually met Novotny a little bit a couple years ago. He's a great guy. He used to coach at CCU Pueblo, I believe, and then
Mm-hmm.
ended up getting a coaching job at Fountain Fort Carson, and has kind of changed that program around ever since he's been there. I did have a question for you. You being down at the C Squad level, you get to kind of get a first-hand experience on some of the players that are going to go up to the varsity level and then move on to the next level. I believe you got to coach. There was a kid on the varsity level for you guys. His name was Q, I believe. He was running back for you guys. He just got I don't know if it was a full ride or a partial, but he got a D1 scholarship to Ivy League school. What Ivy League school was it? Do you remember?
He got a scholarship to Dartmouth.
Dartmouth.
Mm-hmm.
You got to coach him at the C Squad level. I remember you telling me
Yeah.
from day one that this kid was going to be a beast. He was going to be something special. And then I remember last year you telling me that one of the first games he got injured and he was out for the year, and that this year he was just going to come back meaner than ever. How do you feel about getting to kind of see those kids before they get to that next level in their career or in their game or stuff like that? Do you think it's kind of a privilege to get to see where they're at in the beginning to where they end up at the end, or how do you feel on that?
It is a privilege, Eric. When as long as I've been coaching, from you guys on up to these kids that I'm coaching now, it's always a privilege to see where they start out at and where they end up at. Q was my first year there. It was my first year there at Fountain Fort Carson High School. Um, as soon as he stepped foot on the field, you knew he was something special. He was something special. The kid is a great kid on and off the field. In school academics, he's a straight A student. He's special, and I'm very proud to have coached him. And I hope the best for him, during his next level.
No, I completely agree. Me just being kind of a fan of Fountain Fort Carson, and then my dad, you being a coach there, I've paid attention to them, and I've paid attention to players that you said to keep an eye on. And that's one of the best players I've ever seen in person at the high school level. And I've got to watch Christian McCaffrey. I tackled Kalen Balaj. I got to go against Philip Lindsay. And Q is easily one of the craziest players I ever seen at the high school level. He's not the biggest, but going to Dartmouth, I think he'll definitely gain some weight and only gain knowledge from going to a school like that. So I don't know. Shout out to my boy Q. Never met him in person, but there's definitely people around the Springs and people around the country that watch your game. So keep doing your thing and keep going hard. Put Colorado on the map for Dartmouth. And we're still going to stay watching you. Like I said, my dad's a coach at Fountain Fort Carson. He's going to stay watching you. And there's a bunch of people around the Springs that are going to keep updated on your career and stuff. So shout out to Q. Great player. One more quick question before we end this podcast. you being a great coach at Fountain Fort Carson, if you got another coaching job to a different school, and this could be past your answering realm. This you might not want to answer this. Hold on. Jalen said DM3 is better. Fuck out of here. No, he's not.
No,
No, he is not.
No.
But say you got a coaching job to a different school in the Springs. Do you take interest in that, or are you so loyal to Fountain that you're just gonna stick there and see where this kind of leads you?
I am loyal. I'm a Trojan all the way, buddy. I'm a Trojan all the way. I'm not going anywhere. Like I told you earlier, I love everything about this program. Ever since day one when I started there, it's been a privilege, and I'm glad that Coach Novotny brought me on his staff. Like I said, these coaches are great coaches. We got coaches that have played college ball, have been, at the college level coaching, have played. We've even had coaches that played in the NFL. Every last one of them are great. Our DB staff is great. We've had 2 coaches there that played at one played at CU. The other one's playing semi-pro. Like I said, Coach Novotny was down at CSU Pueblo. We've had, just you name it, they're there, and they're all great coaches. And I thank each and every last one of them for helping me get through some of the tough times that I've had at the program. And, I love them all, and it's a great program to be at.
I feel it, man. That was a great answer. The way to stay loyal to your program too, just in case they all see this. Or that coach that you're talking about playing semi-pro, you talking about Seth?
Seth Hastings, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Seth is yoked.
Yep.
I remember when I played Flames, that was the reason that I was turned off the team, is because his buff ass came up and they're like, "What number do you want?" And they're like, he was like 10, and they gave it to him, and I was like, hell no, that big ass linebacker took my number. I don't even want to play no more. They're like, "What number do you want?" I was like, 10. They're like, no, Seth has 10. You can't have it. He's been playing here for a couple years. I was like, man, fuck this, bro. But after really looking at the program and looking at all that stuff, he's a big part in Fountain Fort Carson's high school program and the Flames semi-pro program. He's a big name in both of those programs. So shout out to Seth Hastings too. I know he's close to you. I know he knows Aaron and stuff like that too. So shout out to Seth.
And actually he moved on. He's a counselor now at the high school. Well, he hasn't moved on, but he's still playing Flames, and he's a counselor at the high school now. So he's doing good things. They're all doing good things.
Hell yeah, to be able to mix your counseling lifestyle in with such an aggressive football playing lifestyle, you got to have 2 different personalities for that.
Yeah,
completely different personalities for that. So shout out to him too. Dad, I want to thank you for joining my talk episode 3. It was always a pleasure. I love hearing about what you have to say about the Dolphins, about Fountain Fort Carson. I love picking at your mind a little bit. And you are older, so you do have that wisdom that me, Justin, and Jay, and a lot of us like to hear.
What? I'm older now? Wow, that's cold.
You're about to be a grandfather of 2. You're old.
I am, and I'm proud of that. But I also want to say to Justin and Jason, it's been a privilege to coach all you guys. Jalen, to everybody who I've coached, I've enjoyed it through the years. In my 15 plus years coaching, it's been great, and I'm going to continue until I can't. So I want to thank you guys for letting me coach you guys, and I'm proud of the way you guys grew up as men.
Appreciate it, and I know they appreciate it too. He said, mess him up. I don't even know what Justin's talking about. Just talking shit. One more question before we go. One more question, and I just need a simple answer here.
Okay.
In the prime, Falcons or Little Grizzlies, who wins?
I knew you were going to ask me about this. It's hard to even say this, man. Well, let me think about it for a second. Your Falcons or Jalen's Grizzlies?
It's tough. It's close. You can be honest. If it's Jalen's Grizzlies, it's Jalen's Grizzlies. I just really want to hear
what? I'm not
your
even going to
opinion.
answer that question. I'm not going to answer that question. You know what? If you want that answer, that answered, call your cousin. He'll answer it.
Who, Tavy?
Yeah, let him answer it, because I'm not going to answer it. I mean, I put you both at the same level. That's where I put you at.
I can see it. It'll be interesting. I'm gonna actually contact Coach. I'm gonna contact Coach Tavy, Coach Rick. I'm contacting everybody. I swear to God, and I want to see what they think on it. To be honest,
you need to. They're always asking about you guys. If I'm still in contact with you, most of the players and stuff like that. So you need to get in contact. I'm pretty sure Coach Tooley, Coach Torres, all of them. those are some other guys that are down at the staff from Found for Carson, and they've all coached you guys, and you know, yeah, call them and get them on your podcast.
I would love to have him. And the more and more you talk about all the players that coached us over at the Fountain Fort Carson level, I know for a fact that they have a great coaching staff in you guys because you guys coached us. So it's from experience, from us being coached and from us still having the lessons that you guys have taught us just on the football field as 10 to 12-year-olds. And then still stick with us at 24 years old. I know them kids at the Fountain Fort Carson level, we're gonna keep them lessons for life. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to Coach Tui. Shout out to Coach Tua. And shout out to my boy, Coach Rick. I'm definitely going to try to get him on here soon. Justin said it's been a privilege to have you as a coach. Justin also says Falcons would win. Jalen says we were way better. And then Justin said, haha, I want to hear that. So he wants
Like
to
I
hear
said,
it for sure.
Like I said, you guys are at the same level to me. I can't be, too biased on, one team. So,
I get it, man. Thank you guys for tuning in to Talk Your Talk, episode 3, Dad. Always a pleasure. I will
I
contact
love
you
you.
here soon, and we'll talk about the games. Love you too. Thank you for coming on the show. I know people
You're
love to hear
welcome.
what you got to say and stuff like that. So we're gonna go ahead and write out. I'll text you in a little bit about the Miami games and stuff like that, though.
Have me back on pretty soon, Eric. I enjoyed myself, and I love listening to you guys each and every week that I can and stuff like that with your podcast. So
Thank
just
you,
have me
thank you.
back on some.
Oh, I got you. I'm gonna have to have all of us on here soon, so we can just have a big old conversation about sports for real.
Right.
It'll be
That
dope.
sounds good to me. That
All
sounds
right.
good.
Yep. But I
All right.
got you. We'll get you all linked up to come on here next time and stuff.
Sounds good, Eric.
All right, Dad. Thank you again.
All right.
That was my pops, Eric Holmes Sr., guys. Thank you for tuning in to Talk Your Talk, episode 3. Peace. We'll see you next Sunday, man. Exit made this.